So in the previous vlog you saw that I drove almost 350 kilometers all the way from our homestay and made it to the pink city of Jaipur. Took a brief stop in Nimrana, but that fort didn't pan out for reasons that I explained in the last vlog. So decided to check out some other forts, and Jaipur has lots of forts to offer. And that fort behind me is the Nahargarh fort, and where I'm staying is called the Nahargarh Palace Hotel. So if you've seen my previous vlogs, I like staying around the fort areas when I'm in Rajasthan specifically, because you get views like that. This is a very nice hotel. The owner is very nice. I spoke to them before coming over here, and I'll also show you my room, and then we'll probably walk around once the sun starts to settle down a little bit. This is my humble, modest room. So although I was hoping it had windows so that I could have the view of the fort from my room as well, doesn't have it, but the rooftop more than makes up for it. So here's the room. There's a wardrobe here that I can put my stuff in. There's a nice double bed over there. There's a dressing mirror, a small TV that I'm probably never gonna have time to use, desk that I can use to store my gadgets, and then washing and shower and washroom area kind of thing here. So pretty nice and modest for the location that I got, and the owner is also very friendly. Spoke to them before coming here, and they told me some things about the locality as well, which is why I was impressed by the things that I could do while I'm staying here, which is nice. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the sun to settle down a little bit, gonna freshen up in the meantime, and then in a short while we're gonna go back up to the rooftop, and probably we can get some better pictures and have a nicer view, and then we're gonna go start exploring the neighborhood just a little bit as well, because I just finished the entire road trip, so a little bit tired, not gonna run around too much today.
The next day.
So I just ordered breakfast, and while breakfast is being prepared, just came to check out the view of the fort. It looks really amazing in the morning hours, and a lot of people have these flags on their houses that are hoisted. Oh, kite flying is also very common in the state of Rajasthan. As you can see, the kid is trying to fly the kite. And I see there is one route that goes over there all the way up to the fort. So we're gonna have to see which way we end up taking, because normally in these kind of hilly terrains, Google Map kind of goes bonkers and makes you go spin around in circles. Even yesterday when I was trying to find this accommodation, I was on a street parallel to this, and I was stuck in like a very, very narrow space. So it's not very intuitive to use Google Map for directions around here, but the locals are very friendly. Even yesterday they saw that I had my phone mounted and I had my bags and stuff, so they figured that I was trying to look for a hotel, and in this vicinity it was this one. So they said like, you're better off just shutting it off, and then we'll explain the directions to you. So that was very kind of them. So yeah, it's like a very congested neighborhood, but still like still gets you views of the Aravali hill ranges over there, and very, very distinct appearance. Like I wish it was like pinkish here, because this is known as the pink city after all, but not everywhere is pink, but at least you have the view of the fort. Just got done refueling, and in the city of Jaipur you're going to see a lot of these gates, sort of royal entry gates. So this is Johar Singh Gate, there's another Ratmeri Gate, Patrika Gate, and so on and so forth. So the fuel station was right here, so I just got done refueling. Now the next stop would be the Nahargarh Fort. The hotel guy said that the road right in front of the hotel also goes up to the fort, but I'm going to put on Google Maps just for fun and see which route it takes to get me up there, and that's going to be the first checkpoint for the day. like we're retracing the path. This is a sewer line. I just followed this to get to the gas station, so I guess we're going back the same way. So that's the fort right there, and the fort lining, and the hotel is also somewhere there. So I came through these like narrow winding roads to get to the gas station. So we're just gonna go that way. I think he's gonna go take me back to the hotel, and we're gonna climb up from there, which is cool. There it is. That's the way to the hotel. So I was right. So we start to climb from here. So that's the hotel and the parking. We have to go all the way up from here. I guess these were the cows I was seeing from the hotel rooftop. Look at the city down there. Just take a quick breather here. That's the entire city. That must be some sort of palace or a pond right in the middle there. Wow, these views are amazing. So we've entered the palace, and this guy at the gate, he charged 20 rupees for the entrance, and you can either park here or you can take it forward. So I decided to go further and start exploring from there. The cool thing of having a two-wheeler, sorry about my voice, it's a cobble street, is that you could pass that barricade and then you could come all the way up here, and it saves a lot of time. But if you're on a four-wheeler, unfortunately you'd have to trek all the way up here. And since this is Rajasthan, as you can see, there's barely any vegetation to give you shade. You're gonna feel it. Right now it's still morning hours, it's just 10:27, but as it gets, past noon, it gets really difficult to do this trek. So let's try and figure out where do we go from here. Okay, it says there's a Palace of Mirror. Let's try and go this way and see what's there to see on this side. There's also a sunrise point from up there. Okay, let's go see what the sunrise view looks like. Sun has already risen, but at least we could still enjoy the view. This does look like a nice point for the sun to rise from somewhere up there, from in behind the city. That's the entire city there. These are the fortress walls. I guess that's a step well for water source, and that was the main gate where we came in from. Maybe during the monsoon these plants turn green as well. Oh no, these are thorny bushes of Rajasthan, so I'm guessing no vegetation out here. But yeah, pretty cool views. So we came to the main palace, the Palace of Mirrors, parked right here. It's a really nice campus. There's lots of parking space for cars and stuff as well. And then here there is a barricade, so then you go on foot from here on. So I'm inside the fort. I paid an entry ticket of 52 rupees as an Indian citizen, full price. The half price would be like 22 rupees if you're a student with a valid ID, and for foreigners it's twice as much, 202 rupees for full ticket and 102 rupees for foreign students. So now there's a lot of things to see here. I need to orient myself what's where. Okay, so this behind me is the Palace of Mirrors and the Wax Museum. There's a separate entrance ticket for 500 rupees per head to go inside. For now, I'm gonna skip that and check out the rest of the fort. Maybe there's some nice viewpoint, and there's a special water maintenance system here that the kings developed back in the 1700s, so want to check that out as well. Oh yes, the step wells. This is typical of the forts in Rajasthan because of the severe lack of water. They had these kind of step wells, although not enough rainwater at this time, and it just doesn't look like it's been cleaned in a while. But typically, when they're clean, they have a filtration system inbuilt along the way, and you have fresh filtered water naturally. There is also, these things are known as baoris. That's the colloquial word for it. They have those in Delhi as well, and in several forts and fortresses all around India. You can look for this. This used to be their conventional water harvesting, rainwater harvesting system. Looks like they started doing Segway tours also here. This looks like the main fort. Let's try and go inside, see if there can be some visibility from there. That's a Segway. Looks very rugged, all terrain. Anyway, I came here to drink some fresh water and conserve mine. This is nice. Made it all the way up to the terrace. Has a bird's eye view of the city. Perhaps also the highest point in the entire fort as well. Very few people here. No foreigners at all. This is definitely an underrated fort. Normally people go to the city palace, Hawa Mahal, Jal Mahal and stuff, but this somehow gets skipped every time. Don't skip this. It's definitely worth it. Don't believe me? Check out this view. It's interesting how other than that body of water, everything else is just a congested housing system. There's no other water body around, but I'm sure there's plenty of water if everyone's getting fresh water supply. Loving the wind up here. The sun is a bit hot, but the wind is nice and cool, so that more or less makes up for it. Another thing I was noticing amongst this high density of houses out here is pretty much majority of the city of Jaipur, but there's barely any pink houses left anymore. So this used to be known as the pink city, but there's like very few of them that are pink now. If you check out my previous Rajasthan series vlogs, when we were in Jodhpur, I believe that was the blue city. So except for like the few walls around the hotel where I stayed, again not very many houses were blue, but there's like few of them that are still blue that are now Instagrammable photo spots. But this is the reality of the vast majority of the city now. People are kind of modernizing and moving away to different color schemes, I guess. There's also a temple down there. I don't think I can access it. Completely forgot I brought my sunglasses with me because there's also a somewhat of a hidden trek that I found by speaking to locals yesterday. More on that in the along the vlog. But yeah, that's why I brought my sunglasses, but totally forgot about them. So now it feels much better. Now I can see better with sun protection now. Some random uncle just walked past me and I was vlogging and taking selfies and stuff, and he was debating that it's more fun if there's two people, being alone is no fun. Even yesterday one of the sweet shop vendors was debating about the same thing. I won the debate at the end, but it's fun when people kick off this discussion. It's like different perspectives, everything has their own pros and cons. But yeah, solo travel any day. I'm not gonna give up my freedom that easy. Look at this view. It's interesting how this has been made very symmetric, and I think there are 9 of these chambers as we saw on the board sign at the entrance, and one of them was used by the king, the rest by his concubines, and it's the symmetric. But the view of the city is quite different from that side versus this side, so I'm just kind of walking around the terrace and then we'll exit the fort and move to the next checkpoint for the day. Thank to start going back down. This narrow passageway is both scary and tactical. I think it's for the time when the opponents try to come up during a siege. It makes it harder for the entire army to come up at the same time, because this is just like one person at a time, one-way street. Just look at how narrow I am. Like, I'm kind of folding my shoulders inwards, otherwise I'll get stuck myself. But this is the dimension of the passage, and if I walk straight, I'll bang my head on the wall as well. But pretty cool. I'd say this is an underrated palace. Definitely worth checking out if you're in the city of Jaipur. So I found the way to the temple that I was seeing from up top. This is Johar Singh Ji Maharaj's temple. It's just behind the fort. You just have a small path that brings you here. Anyway, time to exit the fort now. There's also a sunset point here. There's a sunrise point here. I've never seen a single fort that's big enough to have both these points. It means it is spanning east to west. And it's pretty big. Captures quite some part of the hill range to have both the sunrise and sunset points at the same place. So the next step would be the trailhead, where I'm gonna go do somewhat of an offbeat trek. Let's see if I can find that.